Good morning, CCA. Today's episode is unlike any other in the season.
Today we'll be bringing you a news documentary style of Cca-Tv.
Before the quarter ends, we want to bring attention to local, state, and national news and how it affects our community.
I'm Jules.
And I'm Dylan.
And this is Cca-Tv. This past weekend, 37,000 people participated in San Diego's second annual Women's March.
Last year on January 21st, the first annual Women's March took place in Washington, D.C. Millions of men, women, and children attended. Feminists took it in their own hands to march on their own streets.
We spoke to CCA community members about their participation in the Women's March.
Let's check it out.
I decided to attend this year's Women's March because I love the empowerment and the sisterhood that the Women's March brings.
I think the march is a really good way to get your voice heard in order to incite change.
The Women's March is advocating peace, justice, and equality among all humans, and fighting what's wrong and changing what we cannot accept.
Everyone marching is just trying to be heard and to get their voices out there. There's marches all over the country of so many different people marching for this one cause.
It's a nonprofit organization now, and they're doing so much to inform, educate, and help lots of women and people around the world.
I think people should know that the Women's March is a very peaceful movement, and it just wants to incite change and get our voices heard. If you have the opportunity to come down for the next Women's March, you should do it, because individuals have so much power, but we don't know how much power we have until we actually utilize it.
It's a great way to meet people who are just like you, who are advocating for the same thing you're advocating for, and you really feel like you're making a change in your community and the world.
Many of you might already know about the hashtag Me2 Movement. A huge number of people began using it on Twitter in October, and it later spread to other social media platforms everywhere to unify women, especially related to issues of sexual harassment and assault. We asked members of the CCA community about their perspective on the hashtag Me2 movement.
The Me2 movement is a campaign started by women encouraging people to share their stories about sexual assault and discrimination in the workplace.
We're coming out saying, these things did happen to me, and I'd like to tell you about them. I'm not alone.
The momentum that's gathering around this is making it comfortable for people to come out and speak out against the ways they've been mistreated in the past.
I support people raising awareness for the Time's Up and Me Too movements by wearing black at the Golden Globes, but I think it's unfair that people can get praised in Hollywood for this activism but not actually do anything to end the problem.
The thing is that it's past the time for us to show solidarity. I think the time has come for us to take action.
I think that the biggest thing people can do to support this movement is just to look at themselves or the people around them and to really just treat others with respect.
This to be something that continues so that women everywhere can feel empowered to share their experiences and to not have future women experience that.
Ideas about CalExit have been in circulation in California for decades, but a new idea for secession has surfaced this year. New California is an idea that would separate parts of California to ease political tension between the two parties. Let's take a look.
The proposal for New California is that California would split and the eastern counties would become a new independent state as part of the United States.
It's the proposition to split California into a Democratic and Republican state.
Like, I saw it on Twitter somewhere. It's like California's gonna separate or something. It's like California got split. Basically, they're gonna chop off part of the coast and make it its own state.
There are some that believe that the counties and cities on the West Coast have more power than rural areas of California. And so if they became a separate state, then they would have in the Senate equal representation. They're looking at demographics and saying where are Republicans and where are the Democrats, and so they want to have a Republican state.
I think it is dumb. I think it's dumb. Dumb.
I think it's not very good idea to separate us. By separating California, it's never gonna be the same.
We should not split California.
Anyways, What's the deal with Tide Pods?
Once again, a dangerous challenge trend is taking over the internet. This time, young adults are eating Tide Pods, a very toxic laundry detergent.
Let's take a look at this trend involving the forbidden snack.
Turn over the dangerous misuse of laundry detergent. In this latest social media fad, teenagers are putting detergent pods in their mouths.
No, I've never eaten a Tide Pod.
I'm assuming it's pretty similar to that of drinking bleach.
I've heard about them, but my immune system is one of a rhino, so I'll be fine.
I think the Tide Pod challenge is pretty funny, but it's kind of stupid at the same time.
I think they're doing it to get featured on like channels like The Quan on Instagram.
I think it's a really dumb challenge. Like, why would people do it?
I think we've got this innate thing as we grow up and we're teenagers that we need to rebel. We need to try something funny, something with shock value. I recommend surfing instead of eating a Tide stick or something, or a Tide Pod, but I think it has something to do with that.
Recently, vlogger Logan Paul has been under fire for uploading a very inappropriate video to YouTube.
The thumbnail for the video before it was deleted exploited an image of a dead body.
We have reaction from our own student YouTubers and students.
Logan Paul uploaded a video of a suicide victim and laughed about it. I think that his YouTube license should be revoked and his channel deleted because he's very cancerous.
I definitely think he shouldn't be allowed to be posting content on YouTube anymore. The actions that he did aren't only a really bad reflection on YouTube, but also on his character.
I think that Logan Paul did not really do the smart thing by filming the dead guy. He should have not uploaded any of the footage and he should have called the cops immediately. I do not support his actions. I do, however, think that he should be given a second chance. He's young, he's 22 years old, and people make stupid mistakes sometimes, and this is his first time doing something stupid.
YouTube should review each video before it's monetized or posted onto the website.
For people that have as large of a following as him, I definitely think that there should be policing and monitoring before any content is posted.
I don't think that corporations should be policing content. I'd rather have a conversation with my kids and talk to them about what this kind of video means and what suicide is about. I want to have that conversation as a parent and not have a corporation making that decision for me about what my kids should or shouldn't be exposed to.
Hopefully Logan Paul can set the example for other YouTubers about the harm that one video can cause.
Agreed. After 24 years serving in the Navy and 18 years educating, Mr. Hayden is wrapping up his career.
We spoke with Mr. Hayden and others about the issues for veterans when they leave the military.
I actually started teaching the same day I retired. I had my retirement ceremony in the morning, and I went and reported to my first teaching job that afternoon.
Most of the veterans that I talk to, active duty, that are transitioning into the civilian world, find it extremely difficult and very challenging to switch gears, if you will.
Not everyone has a directly relatable service, so it's hard. You know, that's the hardest part, is finding a niche that somehow what you did when you were in the military can follow on into your civilian life.
Number one single thing that I talk to the 88,000 Marines and sailors at Camp Pendleton every 2 months is talked about them getting into a networking program where they get into things like LinkedIn, get into programs where they know people.
They don't stop being a veteran. I mean, you give an oath of service when you join. You swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, and that never goes away.
We'll miss you, Mr. Hayden.
In other news, the Olympics are coming up in just a number of days, and we've got some Olympic caliber athletes right here on campus.
Let's go to Cca-Tv Sports with Chloe and Eliza.
Hey CCA! For our last episode, we thought we'd show how much we love all of our CCA teams by showing up to your games and supporting. So, for the last time, I'm Chloe. And I'm Eliza. And this is... Start things off, we're here at the women's soccer game against Torrey Pines. Women's soccer's had a great season so far with 6 wins and are ranked 9th in Division 2. Let's talk to some fans. So guys, what do you have to say about women's soccer? So why do you guys come to CCA games?
It's the liveliness of the crowd. We love the game and we love the atmosphere.
Put a spell on you. We're here at the Edberg Field tonight where our boys soccer team is throwing down with Torrey Pines.
They've been doing great this season, winning 12 of their games, and they are currently ranked first in Division 1.
Women's basketball has had an awesome season too. They've had a total of 7 wins so far and are currently taking on Sage Creek right behind us. Men's basketball is taking on Sage Creek as well tonight. They've had a great season so far with 12 wins and are currently ranked 10th in the county.
Our CCA teams aren't the only ones training hard.
That's right, Olympic athletes are gearing up for the 2018 Winter Olympics.
However, one country has been banned from participating altogether.
Let's hear more about that.
The Russian Olympic Committee is suspended with immediate effect.
I agreed with how they handled the scandal because they still let the athletes do what they love, but just not under the Russian name.
I think the Olympic Committee handled the situation appropriately because they're still letting the athletes compete.
I think that allowing the individual athletes to compete is a good thing, but they should have handled the overall situation better and let them represent their own country.
Well, this is it.
We've loved reporting sports for you guys, probably more than you've liked watching us.
But still, we thank you for an amazing semester and wish all of our sports teams good luck on the rest of their seasons.
For the last time, I'm Chloe.
And I'm Eliza.
And this has been Sports.
Thanks, Chloe and Eliza.
You know, I think we've had one of the greatest seasons here on Cca-Tv.
Out of all the fall 2017 seasons, we're the best.
You know, thanks for tuning in every Friday.
And for supporting your student body.
I'm Dylan.
I'm Jules.
And this has been Cca-Tv Season 16.
Stay classy, CCA.